Yeah, I did. I did. So, I mean, I was aware of that. I mean, you guys also have a wish spell. So, I mean, if worse came to worse, you could always bring. They could. You guys had the power to bring somebody back.
To be honest, I didn't remember that I had the Revivivize. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did not remember that. So I wanted to. Creature has died within the last minute. The creature returns to life with 1 hit point. The spell can't return to life creatures that has died of old age or can restore any missing body parts.
Yeah. So it's like just like on the spot. So it would work for you. Like, say if you. I mean, you. Well, you
So I
did.
didn't get vaporized.
Yeah. You did vaporize. Let me see here.
Yeah, dude, but I totally understand. I mean,
Yeah, because
why?
yeah, and I kind of explained it in the forum because it caught me off guard too, and I mean I didn't realize I was actually really invested in you guys already, but then I felt like I just took the reins and just like I turned the story to what I wanted to be as opposed to what it should be, you know.
Sure,
So
sure. Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, an unfortunate roll.
yeah, it was yeah, an advantage too and everything, but
Exactly.
it'll work out. It'll work out. Well, depending on what you decide. Um. Let's see. I'm just trying to get an image of death here.
Yikes.
Something for you to look at. No, it's a good one, but it's pixelated. But yeah. So in the midst of the of when you were attacked by the dragons and you weren't able to save yourself from the damage, um, in that instant, I mean, oh, hold on a second. Let me get this picture up. So
Okay.
yeah, I had everything there except for this one. Oh, come on. So is Thursday another, I guess, another free time for you to play? But is it the same? Like you start at this time, you still got to get off by 2.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. It's earlier than that on
Okay.
Thursdays. Yeah.
Okay, not Thursday.
It's this Thursday I have off,
Oh, I see.
or excuse me, this Friday I have off.
Oh, this Friday you have it.
Right. So yeah. So I got done with work at 5, and then so I don't have
Oh,
to go to work tomorrow, so I'm good. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm. Yeah, I miss my old shift. I really do.
So
I was
you're nights now, is that what it is, or swing?
yeah. And it's nights, so no longer graveyard. It's nights. I'm thinking of switching to first, but it's it's gonna be a lot of adjustments that I would have to do. But we'll see what happens in the future. But then again, and then I'm hearing rumors again that they're gonna open it up again.
Oh, really?
The third, yeah, because they totally shut down our third shift, and then now there's rumors that they're gonna open it. I guess the business is doing better. Blah blah blah.
What do you do?
Oh, I'm a lathe operator. I'm a
Oh,
glass blower. Yeah.
oh, cool.
The projection lamps for movie theaters. That's what we produce. We produce the lamps, the replacement bulbs, basically.
Oh, your kid. Wow,
Um,
cool.
so that's what I do. Alrighty. Okay. This will work. So, um, just like I was started off. So, what was going through your mind in character when the I guess when the dragon did its devastating attack? Like, what were your feelings?
My mind wasn't on the dragon at all. It was on the people, getting the people to safety. So, hello?
Here, I'm here. Go ahead.
So the the dragon was merely an afterthought, more or less. Basically, it was get the people to safety and deal with the dragon after that. So the attack essentially came as I don't know a better word other than blindside. You know what I mean?
I got you. Got you. That mm, that's probably why that you weren't able to uh, protect yourself well enough to or brace yourself for the dragon's attack.
Exactly. Because my mind wasn't even on that.
Right.
It was get the people to safety and
Okay. So while you were while you were in that lacking words right now in that charge of getting the people to safety like I said you weren't able to prepare yourself or brace for the dragon's breath attack and as soon as the dragon did attack um you probably felt the course of electricity. I mean, first you heard the thunder and the crackling, and then a moment later you felt the electricity ride through your body. And at first, you know, you didn't feel you felt numbness, but how do you say like you at that moment you actually braced yourself because you knew that you were gonna feel some excruciating pain,
mm-hmm.
like you know and you at that moment too when you're preparing yourself for I guess for the harmful effect of this attack you shut your eyes you actually yeah you shut your eyes really tight bracing for it and then a moment later it's just you don't the numbness suddenly just fades away and you you don't hear anything. It becomes totally silent, which is odd because you can hear at one moment you're hearing the townsfolk and people crying, and you could hear the dragons' wings flapping. I mean, you heard a lot of ambient sound. All of a sudden, it's just total silence, and you slowly open your eyes, and when you open your eyes, it's it's total darkness, and you can't understand. You know your eyes are open, but it's just pitch black dark.
Okay.
And I mean you feel yourself like you turn your head to this to one side and to the side, basically looking around your surroundings, and it's just totally darkness. You can't even feel you feel yourself move around, but you can't feel your body, almost
Okay.
like a phantom pain kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar with that term. Um, it's like it's like an amputee. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have that phantom pain, like you know you're moving your fingers, but your fingers are not there. That kind of feeling.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And you you you're starting to grow worried and anxious, and then anxiety is kicking in because you're slowly realizing that you're no longer living or part of the material plane.
Okay.
And as soon as that thought strikes you, you hear a low, deep chuckle. Hmm, seems we have an unexpected guest.
What is the meaning of this? Where am I? Where are my friends?
You are here and not there or here.
And where would that be?
Hmm. Let me shed a light. And as this voice says this, um, there is a low, dim light that starts to illuminate your surroundings. But you don't see anything. You do see the glow from the light, but you don't see it casting shadows or anything around you.
Mm.
And as this voice starts to talk, the light slowly pulsates a little brighter and then it dims out again, almost coinciding when he's talking or when his
Okay.
voice is talking. Mm. Do you see where you are now?
No. I see nothing.
Mm.
Who
Let,
are you?
who am I? Many have called me many names, but I am the one you see before you leave this place.
And what place is this?
Well, like I said, you are neither here nor there.
What of my friends? What of the town?
They are still here, but mm, you can say in another place. I see you might have a little understanding if I shed a little more light. And there's another light that starts to glow aside from the first one, and then another one and another one. But as these orbs slowly illuminate this room that you're in, um, it slowly starts to show the image of the person that you've been conversating with.
Hmm.
And in front of you, you see a robed figure. Um, and you suddenly feel the climate in this room. It's absurdly cold,
Mm-hmm.
clammy. Um, and of course, looking at him and the light that's casting silhouettes, you're seeing a myriad of skulls behind him on the chair that he's resting upon. Um, and I mean, although the picture is more vivid, but what you see it's really dark and silhouetted, so you wouldn't really see his face, but probably like his face is shadowed, but you have a sense of who you are talking to now.
Okay. Are you here for my soul?
And he says, yes and no. Like I said before, when you arrived, you're an unexpected guest.
A guest.
Yes.
Guests are normally offered hospitalities. What hospitalities are you offering me?
And you see him. He puts his he sets his the scythe aside, and he starts to like tap his fingers together, menacingly. He says, "Hospitalities." Mm. And he looks around the room. Well, there is something I can offer you, and you may hmm, like the hospitality I offer you, but then again, you may not. But like I said, you are only a guest here. Your time is not up yet.
So was it you? Was it you who took my parents from me as a child?
I do not meddle in mortal affairs. I am only an intermediate, a hmm, middleman in simple terms. But I do not impose my will. That is of someone else's doing.
Hmm. For years I had believed that it was the gods that inflicted their will. You're telling me I'm correct in that assumption?
He bows his head slightly and he raises it up again and he says, "The gods, as you call them, hmm, there is, how I can say, a law, a natural law. And by this, they are governed to impose their will in a sense, but not directly. As I myself am of a neutral alignment, I do not care by what means souls are brought to me. I only delegate if they go one way or the other."
But you look as if you sit on that chair and pass judgment as to which direction one would go. And you're telling me that this is not the case, that you stand impartial, unaffected?
I judgment. I am more of an enforcer. Judgment is actually held by those that you call your gods.
Then why bring me here? If the gods have made their decision.
In this particular case, I believe your God is giving you a choice, and I am only to remedy the solution that you choose.
I see. So depending on my choice, you will take action on whatever it is I choose. You're the instrument by which my choice is made.
Yes, you are correct.
Do you have a name?
I have many names, But most and what I have been given is death.
And my choices.
Hmm. And with his right hand, he puts it out and he says, on one hand, you may return to the material plane as yourself, intact, your faith restored or renewed. However, as I've said, there is a natural law, and unlike myself, gods have different hmm, alignments. I believe your God is a lawful one. And
Indeed.
if I am to be presumptuous, a lawful God will seek retribution for something that is. And he turns and stares at you more fervently and he says, unnatural. Now, on the other hand, you may return to the material plane, but not of yourself or of your faith renewed or restored. You will serve another purpose. But with this choice, I can offer you protection from your God's rapture.
What you're telling me sounds like betrayal.
Betrayal?
My whole life has been spent in the service of Helm and Lathander. And with a choice, if I understand you correctly, with a choice, all that would be undone.
And you see him nod his head slightly, but you're not sure if it's to agree what you said or he's like listening and taking in what you are saying.
What's the consequences for going back with restored faith? Because certainly you're going to ask me to give up something.
Hmm. Well, returning back to the material plane from here, a sacrifice must be made. But understand, you left that world on natural terms. Now you are returning to it unnatural.
I need to know more. I'm not going to sacrifice my life, the loss of my parents
Hmm.
on a chance.
Hmm. Your life, as you know it, is a forfeit. It's your soul. And for you to be here before me, given a choice, there must be a reason why your God hasn't judged you.
would think my God has a more purpose for me.
Hmm. Now, what is your choice?
I need more information. I
And
will not subject myself to going back and persecuting those that I once tried to save, or harming them, or nor will I go back and give up on those things that I once held as true. Either choice sounds like damnation to me. Perhaps if you give me more information on what will become of me based upon each choice.
um, you can give me a persuasion check.
Oh, good God.
Okay. um, he chuckles a bit. More information. I do not know how else I can be clear. Either you choose to return to what to your life as it was before, or you return anew. But either way, you will be deemed unnatural. And because of that, I can offer you my protection or not.
What does your protection consist of? And what will it require of me?
Um, a simple task. I said to you before, I do not meddle in mortal affairs. I cannot impose my will, but you can.
Oh my God. I am to become a servant of death?
Again, he nods his head, but you don't know if he's agreeing with you or he's just taking in what you're saying. Hmm. And he he's looking at you, basically waiting for you to answer. Choose wisely.
Mm. The people are the ones that are important. I don't want to be a part of whatever plan you have.
Plan.
If I'm to be a servant, you obviously have some plan.
Hmm. You can go ahead and give me another persuasion check.
Oh my God.
the plan.
I cannot go through with any plans that require death of innocence. I know what it was like to have things happen as a child and then see these things happen again when I was a teen. And now for me to go into servitude, I believe that I am better than that. It would have been a waste. What is the other option? To go back and not work for you?
Yeah, on the other hand, you returned as you left, but realize when the rapture comes, I cannot protect you
Protect me from what? The rapture?
from absolution.
I will never serve death. Come the time that my soul sees you again, I will take whatever judgment is given by the gods that I've served. But it will never come from you. My choice is not to serve you.
And he bows his head again. And he looks up and he says, all right, just remember, I gave you a choice. Now, go. And as he says this, he outstretches the scythe and he points over to his right. And there's an archway that appears. And there's a light coming from the other side of the archway, basically casting into this shadowy place. I will see you again.
I hope not. I'm gonna walk through the door, walk through the archway.
Okay. So, as you're walking away and you're walking through the archway, I mean, as you're walking in that direction, you can feel like, at first, it feels like all of these skulls have eyes and they're all looking at you, like as if you get that feeling of dread coming from these skulls. Maybe there's some lost souls trapped in these skulls, but the feeling of dread, as if like saying like, "Don't leave us here," kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. And it's that kind of pull of anxiety, even as you're going through the archways, you're still feeling this. Maybe you're feeling a tug of the choice that you made, probably because it's probably of uncertainty of what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
As soon as you go through the archway, um, when you hit the other side, you're you're suddenly struck by massive force upon your being, where you feel like you're knocked to the ground, but you didn't get knocked to the ground. It's
Hmm.
almost you're still standing, and you close your eyes again, bracing yourself for some type of pain that you might feel or something. And as you shut your eyes, the whiteness or the brightness as from going through this archway creeps into the darkness that you see when with your eyes closed. And slowly you start to hear sounds. You start to smell the surroundings. Your senses are starting to come back to you, but
Hmm.
slowly. And you start to hear voices, kind of familiar, but you hear one voice in particular. You hear a female's voice, and she's saying your name, Kyrin, Kyrin, awake, wake up, Kyrin, Kyrin, wake up. And when you come to, you see that Katie's over you, and her hands are glowing. It seems that she's casting some type of healing spell on
Okay.
you, and she looks at you with her hand on your back. You're lying prone, face down. Basically, this is where you fell,
Okay.
and she has her hand on your back, and you can feel the, I was gonna say burning sensation, but you can feel the heat from this healing spell that she's casting on you. You slowly starting to feel your strength come back to you, but you feel very very weak. And as she sees that you're coming around, and she sees your eyes open, she says, are you all right?
I think so.
And
It,
go ahead.
it's probably too soon to tell. I need I need to rest.
And she looks at you a little concerned, and at the same time she has an awkward look, and you sense this. And she's like, it seems like you had a brush with death, but you're you're alive. And as soon as she says this, she draws back her hand as if something snapped at her. And then she says, are you sure you're all right?
I think so. Other than that, I feel fine, right? I mean, there's no noticeable physical changes, is there?
No, no noticeable physical changes or anything like that. You're from what you can see and feel as of now is you're still your old self. Nothing changed or anything.
So I'm gonna
You,
roll
you
over onto my back if I have the strength to do so.
yeah, you have enough strength. He should probably help you. Probably like to get you sit up, and then um, you know. And one thing that you probably do notice is probably just the the burn marks from the extension of the electricity that coursed through your body. So you have some burn marks that you can see from under your armor, like on your forearm, on your hands, that kind of thing.
Like scarring or something.
Yeah, like a burn scar kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then now your hearing is starting to ring as it's coming back. And of course you start to hear the commotion again of what's happening in the keep and everything.
Are the people safe, Katie?
Um, she says, we've got as many as we can into the tunnel, but I mean, you know, it's not. I'm assuming it's not that big of a tunnel because I mean, they can't. We can barely fit about 20 of them in there. I mean, Escobert has told the rest to hide under the parapets or find a spot, but I'm not even sure if that dragon is still around. And you guys are underneath the tower under the archway, so you wouldn't see if from where where you guys are at. You cannot see the dragon if it's on the other side. I mean, at this moment, this is when the guys on top are blasting the ballista at the dragon
Okay.
when this is happening.
Okay. Help me to safety.
And she says, "Right, but here," and she hands you some gauze from her pack. She says, "You better bandage that up." And when she says this, she points out there's a there's a wound on your hand, but the wound on your hand, it looks like it's a mark. It's
Oh, really?
yeah, it's a mark that is, we'll say that it's a circle. It's almost a perfect circle. But of course, if you were like to burn something like wood or something, it looks like it would be a completed circle. But you know, like the tool probably like touched this portion of the circle, but it looks like it's gonna be a complete circle. And then there is a line that goes about down about midpoint, and then it curves. I'm gonna say it curves down and then it shoots right back up towards the right. It's almost like a check mark, like it starts right from the. If I could draw it, I mean, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and draw it on the
Okay.
thing here. See this works. So if you had a, oh no, that's a shape. Okay, if you had a circle, so it's something like this on your hand, goes down like this, and
Oh,
then
with
right,
dashed lines.
yeah, dash lines. It's not uniform in any sense. It just seems that that's just probably the way it was burned onto your skin.
Hmm.
And there's a line that comes down here, and then there's another line that comes up this way, and it shoots back and it shoots up.
Wow.
Right. When you look at it, it almost looks like an Eye of Ra, kind of thing.
Oh.
Almost looks like that, but not so. But instead of a an oval shape, it's more of a circular shape. And I
Is
mean,
it painful?
um you're feeling pain, but you're feeling pain from like all spots from this attack that you just suffered. But from that particular spot on your hand, you feel residual like heat, but you don't really feel like pain, like it's like excruciating. But it's obvious that it's a big burn that she's noticed herself on your hand, or on the palm, on the, yeah, on the back of your hand.
Uh, so I'm gonna kind of like, how you, if you get hurt or whatever, you kind of like, rub it
Hmm.
and
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. Try and I don't know, try and sense a purpose for it, like if it means something more than just being marked, because that's what's going through Kyrin's mind right now. Am I marked now?
Um,
Marked by death.
you could do an arcana check or a religion check.
Whichever one's higher.
Yeah, whichever one's higher.
Okay, let's see. Religion is 10. Eek. Arcana, ooh, it's the same, so it don't matter. Arcana. Oh my
Oh,
god!
from one extreme to the other.
Exactly.
Um, Well, let's say that it goes off. It registers both in your arcana and your religion, what you know, religion history. Maybe in your studies, you know that people that have brushed with death or experienced death came out marked. Um, and another thing is that the mark that you have, there's always been a name attached to it. And when you remember this name that's been given, you can't help but hear Death's voice in your head, in your subconscious, saying unnatural.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. With your arcana, you do not sense anything like arcanic or magical or anything like that.
Okay.
It's it, but you do know definitely that this is, as you put it, a mark of death, and that it's unnatural.
That's exactly what I'm writing on the character sheet. Mark of death. And then I'm going to put in parentheses unnatural.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And since you rolled high too, because it's into 20, I could give you a little more information. From your studies about people that have been marked with 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 uh, with this mark of being unnatural or this mark of death, is that um, after they've been marked, they there's no definite time, but they're they're eventually they actually succumb to death. But what means is unknown. There's no records of how they died or anything like that. Is but it is the reason why they call this unnatural or this mark unnatural is because people that have been marked by it die unnaturally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things like they're here now and then the next day they're gone by some unnatural means, and there's no explanation why. It's almost like they disappeared.
What hand is it on?
It's on your right hand because that's the choice you picked was the one on the right, so it's on your right hand.
Okay.
All right. So
Um,
mhm.
is there any way to? I guess I couldn't do it here. Um, but what I want to know is there any way to find out what Death's left hand mark, what he wanted out of it? You know what I mean? What his motivations were, what his plan was?
what his plan was? Uh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, given the fact you picked the other, I guess I could tell you. Well, then again,
Well, I mean, maybe it's at some point, like if we get to, like, obviously, right now is not the time. There's a freaking dragon overhead,
mhm.
but um, at some point in time, seek out the advice of a priest or a higher level cleric or somebody else.
Oh yeah, that's definitely possible. Yeah, I mean, you guys are. I mean, keep in mind, geographically, you guys are really close to Candlekeep, and that's
Oh,
the
that's right.
library and everything like
That's
that.
right.
So
That's exactly right.
that, I
Okay.
mean, and then of course you can find, you probably be able to find a monk or a, a padre or something. Like you said, like a higher level cleric that would know about it.
So, in all reality, though, Kyrin would be freaked out about this right now, and
Hmm.
kind of not wanting to show anybody.
Um,
You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like I'm gonna run around and say, you know, hey,
Yeah,
look
look,
at me.
yeah.
Right.
Um, I mean,
At this point, I think the only one that I would trust is probably Andal because he shares the same faith and all that, being a paladin and you know.
right, yeah. I mean, yeah, that would be the most logical person to consult about the mark, and it probably would be something that I mean, I would think in character you wouldn't want to alert or
Exactly.
because I mean, you know what this mark is, but then to somebody different, it could mean something totally different. I mean, anything associated with death is usually like an omen, and they usually associate something being bad.
So, um, am I still suffering from the um,
The
what is
exhaustion
it?
levels.
Yes.
Yeah, you're still suffering from that.
Okay. I don't
Just need
see any
to.
place to put that on the character sheet.
Oh, the exhaustion levels.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. I could keep account of that because you basically just need
Okay.
2 days of 2 days of full rest, and then it'll go
Okay.
away. Or like if someone
Oh.
had a what was it?
But other than that, like the ability to cast spells, I still feel like I can do that.
Oh yeah, you still
Okay.
like you return to the material plane as the way you left it. So except now you have the mark of death.
Okay.
That's the only difference. Um, but yeah.
Okay.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I mean, I mean, one thing I could probably tell you, like out of characters, yeah, if you picked the other side, it would have been totally something different.
I thought it unnatural meant I was coming back as undead.
Oh, um, uh,
That's why I was like, oh shit, I don't know which one to pick.
well, I mean, it is in a sense. I mean, I could say yes and no, but you'll find out what he
I mean,
means by unnatural.
my heart is still beating, right? I can
No,
still feel it.
your heart's
All
is
right.
still beating and everything. Um, but yeah, so I guess that's where we'll leave it as you're
Okay.
probably bandaging this mark more to keep it hidden rather than to you know.
Yeah. So, if you could put me back on the other map, I'll kind of show you where I thought I was thinking where I would, kind of sit down and think about. Oh Jesus, got it way too big.
Yeah, I'll shift click you. So you're over here. That's where you guys left off. Oh wait, one second. There we go.
Yeah. So kind of, if I'm imagining this right, over in this area here.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you're like right here. Because I would think this spot right here to here is probably where the archway is, or like
Okay.
the opening is for this tower. Because it's
Okay.
not fully enclosed. It's an opening.
Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, just kind of like back in this corner, back in here, kind of sitting down, rubbing the hand, trying to,
Hmm.
get my wits about me, that type
Right,
of thing.
right, right. Yeah, and I will leave it at that. I mean, and you did notice Katie like drew her hand back as soon as she as if she realized something about you, but she's not sure.
Do I? But I don't know. I don't know what that is.
No, no.
Okay.
It's just. I mean, like you saw her healing you with her hand on your back, and as soon as you looked at her and said you're right, she draws it. You know, she draws it back, but she wasn't like drawing it back like non. You know, she like drew it back like I gotta get my hand away from you kind of thing. You noticed that.
So did she help me back to this position?
Um, yeah, I
Like
think
maybe
well,
like
I
a
think
hand underneath the arm or something like that? I mean, is she looking at me funny like I look different?
yes, she
Uh,
has like a sense, not that you look different, but there's something different about you. Because she did say that she said you look like you had a brush with death, but you're
mhm.
alive.
Okay.
And to the others, it just seems that you got hit really hard, probably fell unconscious, and your armor saved you.
Okay.
But they didn't know that you actually died. You're the only one who knows this. that you
Okay.
actually died in character.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that sort of thing to like your dragon's guard, whatever it is, what it is, like how you have it written down. That's how it is. There's no extra resistance or anything like that.
Right. It's just that.
The advantage on saving throws and a +1, I think.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
Uh-huh. But yeah, ooh. Oh, out of character. I was trying to sell you the other choice. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I was. Yeah. I was. Yeah. I was afraid of that.
Yeah,
I was
I
just
mean,
afraid
uh,
of what it
serving
would.
what it
Yeah.
entail.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Because I thought I would. It would be just total betrayal, especially like. So if you look like at the backstory,
Uh huh.
um, Kyrin's whole family was wiped out at a young age.
Right.
And then his whole life has been in torment of whether or not the gods are real or not. He
Right.
has this power that he can't explain,
Uh
that
huh.
he's been told has comes from the gods, but he's not even sure he believes it himself. All he knows is that he doesn't want anybody to feel like he did when he was a young child, when his parents were
Mm-hmm.
killed.
Okay.
So, I mean, basically his whole life has been trying to understand that. And for him to just turn his back on that,
Yeah. Yeah. I
really
can understand
did.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I
But I
was
mean, yeah.
trying to portray it as, as the backstory is written. So,
Right. Right. No. No. It actually played out. It actually played out perfectly because I mean, given your backstory and your, I mean, Kyrin and characters is starting to understand the correlation of death with the
that's right on. You're
with the
exactly right
gods,
on, because that's where I was going with this. That's why I was asking those questions. Okay, wait a minute
right?
here.
Right. And then, I mean, from what I was trying to portray is that death is just and he's just a middleman. He's not the he like he said he doesn't meddle with mortal affairs, so he doesn't impose his will. Like he doesn't. In other words, he won't be like you're dead, kind of thing. He'll come down and just say like I touched you, you're dead. He doesn't do that. It's more that when people die, they go through him,
But he
and
has an agenda.
he he does. I would say yes and no. He has an agenda because I mean, from what we know about death, what he collects souls. But then
Hmm.
again, he's the one. He's like to me, he's almost like a Saint Peter, where basically you're in or you're out.
Right.
You're either going up or down. But even then, I would not think that he has the power to send you where you go. I'm thinking it's like you say, he's more of an instrument through the gods. Like basically, the gods tell him, okay, we want that guy, but we don't want him. That
But
kind
he
of thing.
wanted Kyrin in his servitude. So he has a plan. There's
Yeah,
something on his mind.
yeah,
And I
that's
want to know what's on his
you
mind.
want to know. Well,
But I want to find out in game too, because that would be awesome.
right. Well, let's just say, given your choice, you will find out. You will find out what it is, what
Okay.
his plan is,
Cool, cool.
and and I mean, what did he say at the end? He said, yeah, he just said, remember, I gave you a choice.
Yep. I'm gonna write that down in the character. You know what? I'm gonna add to this bio.
Yeah,
That's what I'll
and
do.
right, and then I think it is a pretty cool mechanic. I mean, in the future, I think someone mentioned like if someone dies, they get to conversate with death. Because that's what I'm picturing in my head is that if someone dies and if there's somebody that I guess death can utilize to impose his will, then he'd probably strike up a deal kind of thing. But then again, it's a pact with the devil, or you don't know, or what he's gonna ask you to do.
Right. And exactly.
Mhm.
But I mean, like you said before, I mean, a character's dying in game is part of the game.
Right, right, yeah, yeah, and and I mean, I actually watched the video afterwards. I mean, right after the session, I had a long conversation with Steve. I mean, aside from his character, fleshing out his character and stuff, but that was like one of the qualms I had about that last session. I was like, man, I didn't really feel right about how I handled Kyrin's death. I think I should just went with it, but I guess because I just wasn't prepared for it. Because I mean, honestly, I was actually gearing for Katie to die, and that was another thing that I went over with Steve was the whole two character thing is not. I don't think it's cool. It's not fair to you guys because you guys all have one character, and he's like handling two.
Right.
So from now on, I think I'm totally NPCing it. And I
Oh,
mean,
gotcha.
eventually that's a character that eventually I'm gonna do away with, but don't know if I'm gonna kill her off or have her go somewhere because again, like I said, like I care about the characters, even the new one, where I think if I kill Katie off, that argument is just gonna go crazy to the point where he'd be
Right.
like murder hobo kind of thing, you know. And I don't want to do that to the
Right.
party either. They'll be harmful to the party, and that'll kind of stall the story and stuff like that. But I have an idea how to
No, I
handle
understand.
dating.
No, I
And
understand. I understand completely.
yeah,
And there's no way that a fifth level character, even as well as I think we are doing as a group in our combats, should be going up against a freaking adult dragon.
no,
So my whole point was to get the people out and to save as many as I could. I never thought I would get, electrified and killed, but whatever. I rolled crappy.
yeah, I
I'm
mean,
As
yeah,
you see in the little chat box, I'm two extremes. I'm either really, really good or really,
really, really,
really
really
bad.
bad. Um, yeah, I mean, I mean, before I did the encounter with the dragon, I mean, I was looking. That's why I said it was everybody's hit points, because I know there
Yeah.
was somebody in the party that would get doubled out, and it was you.
Yep.
I was like, oh man, and I tried rolling, and I actually rolled to see if I could roll lower, and I actually rolled higher. So because I think the average is 66, but then I ended up rolling 68, so it doubled you out anyway.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I was totally unprepared for it. But
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
part of the game. I mean, it's just part of the game.
yeah, but definitely next time someone dies, someone's gonna die. But there might be another type of scenario. Not maybe not necessarily with death, but there might be something where I don't know. There's a lot of things where you guys can go rescue him, or they'll do some task or something,
Right.
or if they just wanna roll a new character, then go ahead and do it. Only thing is that
Funny.
that does happen. I think I'll make you guys start off a level below the party.
Oh, okay. I mean, but it kind of adds. I mean, you could easily run a little side quest here while we're doing this thing, and keep it so it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I was thinking that too. Like, I was actually thinking of doing a Tomb of Horror kind of thing, where they gotta save your soul, but then I'm like, no, the party's gonna get killed because
yeah, yeah. Tomb
minimum is
of
like 10.
Horrors is Jesus.
Yeah, it's like level 10 or something like that.
Exactly. That thing is, yeah. I remember playing that when I was younger, and TPK.
Hmm. Yeah, I recently just played it just to see how it goes, and even I could tell that the DM was fudging a lot of stuff. Let's just say I should have died like 3 or 4 times because I went into the Devourer's mouth head first. Stupid, just so
Yeah.
stupid. He's like, yeah, you eat, like he said, oh, I should have killed you off. Like, why didn't you?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He just said like, oh, half your face fell off or some shit like that. Like, okay, I'm gonna
Right.
die eventually from these wounds, but all right. But yeah, and then someone else
Right.
kept on pulling levers, so I kept on falling into traps with the spikes.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's actually a good module. It's a lot of you actually got to
It is.
think a lot.
It is. It is. Yeah. It is not just
I
rolling
guess.
initiative and taking a swing. It's
Hmm.
you got to think of stuff and think outside the box.
Yeah, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But there was you were here when you were here for the devour and all that stuff, aren't you?
Uh-uh.
Oh, you weren't here when they fought the priestess on the boat.
Nope. I
Oh,
came just after that, I
okay.
think.
So what was the scenario on that one was on their trip to from Leylon to Baldur's Gate. There was a an aquatic elf priestess that was being escorted because she was going to defect to the Silver Gauntlets or something, to one of the guilds in the Baldur's Gate,
Mm.
right? But unbeknownst to the party, and I mean, I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually have them find this out, but out of character, she was actually possessed by by uh, Asarak or Asurarak, by the Lich. She was possessed by him.
Oh.
So she was actually a Death Domain cleric,
Oh.
right? And then after she was the ship was attacked by the Suhagin, because I think the fluff behind the aquatic elves and the Suhagin is that they're always at war or something like that.
Yep.
But what the party didn't find out was that the Suhagin were actually trying to stop her because if she was to make it to Boulder's Gate, she was going to assassinate the leaders of that guild and
Oh.
put the blame on the Suhagin, basically starting some type of war. But then the party was able to stop her and stuff like that. Because as soon as the Suhagin were killed off, the lich completely took over her body, and then she attacked the party basically, and
Oh.
she kept on saying Kisith Revo Reroved, which is seek the devour if you read it the other way. And the party found
Oh.
that out, yeah. And then they also found a manuscript on her that had the devourer's mouth, a drawing of the devourer's mouth. That they don't even know. They don't know what that is. And they
Oh.
also found a the captain had a red jewel, I think that Arguin has, and they still don't know what that is for.
Oh. Okay.
He did find out when he was at Boulder's Gate that it's a key. He doesn't know what key to what though.
A key. Hmm.
Yeah, it's a key.
Interesting.
But yeah, so that's you miss. Besides Val's murder,
Right.
oh, and Tagore Bloodsword's murder also.
Right.
Um, they still got to find out who did that.
Yeah, we have
Um,
some open-ended things to figure out.
Yeah, I figured just something to throw at you. And it was I was kind of buying some time, but at the same time, I wanted to try some other things too with the party before going into Horde of the Juggling. It's just coincidental that it worked out that right when we started, you're back,
Right.
which is perfect.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I mentioned to. Oh no, I didn't mention to, but Steve Arguin, he's actually playing with Mark.
You're kidding.
Yeah, the DM that he's been ranting and raving about is Mark.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah. So that night after the session, he asked me, he's like, "Did you ever play with a guy named Mark?" And then it clicked right away. I'm like, Mark, 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 Mark. Oh wait, you mean Val's character? It's like, yeah, I play with him on Wednesdays. So he's playing with him with the two PCs with the other guy with the two PCs, and Mark's the DM.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh, small world.
No kidding. There's like a million something subscribers on Roll20, and he's
And he's
playing with another dude from our group.
yeah. But then again, then again, I'm kind of I'm a little because he was ranting about a lot of it. I mean, if you were listening to him about that game, I think he didn't like how Mark is DMing or something
Oh, really?
because he was reskinning the Minds of Pandelver and giving them a bunch of magic items and stuff like that. Oh,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which,
mhm.
there is a rule that I came across saying about the number of magic items that you are allowed to keep on you that you can be attuned to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to go over that. Something I was gonna ask you something about that. Is it
I
what is
think
it?
I'm I think I'm over that
They're
amount.
over that amount, right? Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm looking at this character sheet and I've got the boots of springing and jumping, the dragon plate armor, and the lightbringer.
Right.
Plus, I still have a wand of magic missile.
Mhm.
I think the spell of or the ring of spell storing is I don't have that anymore. I don't think so, but I
Yeah, I
used
think.
to.
Yeah, someone was they borrowed it from you. Did you
Okay.
find that in the player's handbook?
I can't remember where I found it.
Um, was it in a book?
I want to say it was in the DMG, but I'm not sure.
I'll go over and look at it. See.
Yeah, I, I'm almost positive it was in the DMG. Because at lunchtime at work,
Go through it.
I got it on PDF, and so I
Oh.
bring it up and read it during lunch and whatnot. So, and I was like, when I read it, I was like, oh,
Oh
this
yeah.
is not good. So we might have to make some adjustments on that, is what I'm saying. But it's up, you're the DM. It's up to you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because there's some other things too on that got to audit Argowin on his character because I think he took 2 feats that he's not supposed to because he's a elf or something. Only humans can take 2 feats, and then he also bumped his stats when he hit level 4. So
Oh, really?
yeah, he took tough and spell sniper, and I think he can only have 1 feat, which is the one that he will take at level 4. And if he's taking a feat, he cannot bump up his stats. Oh, but another thing about magic items, the whole attunement thing. I mean, the items that you guys have now, you guys are attuned to it. But I'm thinking for future items that you guys acquire, you know how you said you got to attune to it for like an hour.
Hmm.
Uh, um, to me, it doesn't feel like it doesn't. I don't. It doesn't feel like that's enough time to become attuned to a magic item because it's just like you just sit with it for an hour and you're perfect with it or something. I
Right.
mean, I'm thinking like especially like if it was actual weapon. I mean, you might be proficient with weapons, but with this particular magic item, it might not be. So I was thinking of imposing a a check, which if of course if you're successful, then you become attuned. But I would think maybe not just one, but maybe two or three. And if you fail, you can try to attune to the item again the next day with advantage, maybe until
Mm,
you become attuned with it. But
yeah.
you don't just become proficient with that particular magic item just because you picked it up,
Right.
right?
Right. Yeah. I understand that.
So I was thinking of something like there'll probably be like a DC Arcana DC or something, and then I don't know if you crit, then it reduces the amount of time to become attuned
Hmm.
to it, and then if you epic fail, I was thinking like if you fail 5 times, then the item might be destroyed or some
You can't
something.
figure out how to work it.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. But which doesn't mean that like if you fail, you can't like just give it to someone else and they try it. You know,
Right.
that's the way you can meta game that. But then again, they're the only ones who can use it if they're successful.
You could do it based upon its rarity. For example, like a uncommon item, which is a +1 weapon. I mean that would need hardly any time at all to get attuned to. But I mean,
Hmm.
if you have something that's you know
Like a legendary or something like that.
or rare or very rare, I mean, yeah, absolutely, it would.
It takes
Yeah,
some
I could
time.
totally see that. I mean, because you're right. I mean, it just really you have the the wand of Orcus, and you already know how to use it by holding it for an hour.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because I'm thinking like more like in the midst of battle, maybe you pick up a magic
Sure.
sword and then you go into another encounter. I mean, you're not gonna know how to it's
Right.
like if it was a warhammer that turns on fire, you don't know how to freaking turn it on.
Right. Or like that sword defender.
Hmm.
It does. At one point it can give you it protect you, and then or you can use it as an attack. You know what I mean. That would
Uh-huh.
take time to figure that out. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. That was one thing I was trying to look in the DMG for, which I thought they would have something about it, but I guess they didn't. So I was thinking, yeah, I was gonna post some type of check or something on there.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You get the staff of the Magi, and in an hour you already know how to use it. What?
Hmm.
Really? I don't think so.
But yeah, but with the items you guys have, because you guys had it for years, so you're pretty much attuned to it.
Right. Right. Exactly. Well, cool. That was a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah, yeah, it was. So yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah. Cool. Looking forward to it.
All right, cool.
All right, Chris. I'll see you tomorrow, or talk to you tomorrow.
All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow too. Cool. See ya.
All right. Later.
Bye.